Don't try to make yourself remember. Darling, don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. You were staring at the window, and I said, I wanna take you to the sea. And when I'm better, we'll do everything. I gotta stop making promises I can't keep. But if I was gone tomorrow, won't the waves crash on? Is it selfish that I'm happy as we pass the setting sun? Someday I'll be overcast, but you won't have to cry, 'cause we'll do the grieving while I'm by your side. I said, don't try to make yourself remember. Darling, don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. And I'm so scared of getting used to this. All the vines that keep you tethered in your room. Well, someday both of us are leaving here, but for now I'll just bring this sea to you. Oh, will you meet me in the daylight like we did before? Then I felt you on my shoulder, and you weren't suffering anymore. You said, I'm sorry that you worried, but don't apologize. I told you to forget me, but you stayed by my side when I said, don't try to make yourself remember. Darling, don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, and when we're gone, everything goes on.
It's too early to say I miss you. No, but I miss how you made me feel. Make it real again. Ooh, I was blindsided by the loneliness in my room. Ooh, give me one shot to make it right again with you. Won't you wait for me? Won't you call? I can't change, darling, I'll prove you wrong. Won't you wait for me by the phone? Don't you miss those days, darling, 'cause I miss that tone. That thought that I hurt you was me falling apart. I never want big play to too safe with my card. Took a shot at my ego, but you hit me in the heart. You said better luck next time. Oh, better luck next time. Hey, is it too late to say that I'm sorry? 'Cause I'm sick of the self-inflicted loneliness. Oh, was it the way I
Oh my god, I knew who it was. This is like my favorite YouTuber. I fucking knew it. Oh, we're here.
Oh, hey, hell yeah.
I talk or the freckles on my nose?
Oh.
Wait. Hi guys.
Do you want me to just start flipping through the seeds, or like, are you guys gonna say anything? Oh, okay.
Like
Hello, this is the moment you've all been waiting for.
these
The
are
Qualls
players.
results.
Let me know if anyone says like it's a slowdown or something, because I can't see anything while laser is open on my screen.
It's okay.
Yeah, let me know
This is the scrolling Star Wars text. I love you all, but unfortunately you did not qualify.
Yep.
You should say their names so if they're listening, but not like.
Glitch Hunter.
Yeah, so people who are
Is
out:
that
Musa
really
Dash,
subs? Is that really
Celeste,
subs?
Loser, Rose or Loser, Rosioli Fant 13, Verfex, Variation, Jesus Gone, Glitch Hunter, Sparrow Ran, and. Alright, now you guys say the names.
Neo,
Neo.
Did not qualify. You should also say that.
Kubo123 did not qualify. Seed 93. Deviation, good name, but did not qual.
This is really funny. This sounds really
This is fucked up,
L9
bro.
Golem. Dash G313. Karens. Magor. Something else. 643. Yeji. Legend A. Craze. Doviki. NN1234. Voltron. 2 N's. Crownist. Number 37.
Well, that's surprising, actually. What?
Wait, these are
Dude,
both
it's
surprising.
Yo,
What?
yo,
Hey,
yo, yo.
boy.
Wait, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yo,
whoa,
Whoa, go back.
yo.
Rewind.
Okay.
Slow
okay.
down a sec.
A little too much trolling. What did these people cook? These are very good tournament players. This is very surprising. Wow.
I mean, you guys.
Alright, I mean,
you
it
guys
is-
can open
it
their
is the-
MPs and check.
Yeah. Leave it to the hidden
Yeah, we
players
live?
to
Wait, can it
not
hear
qual
us?
on hidden optional.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, no.
Alright, let's keep it pushing. Unfortunate two tournament juggernauts did not qual. Lex AI at 76. Someone else say that name.
Future Dusty.
Thank
that was
you.
clean. That was
Bali. Slow dive. Water did not qual either.
Unlucky.
John Speed.
No, Glory Ham.
Exia XD. Alright, now we're getting to the close threshold. Underscore. B Bryant. Now these guys were really close, but not quite. Kayla Kowalskia.
Well, this one's surprising.
Kirby Twister.
God.
That's a
Unfortunate.
surprise. Ribbon. The last person to not qual is Parcel, my teammate. No. I'm so sorry, Parcel. All right, if missed it, at
Missed it.
64.
Okay, I love this guy.
iFox, another US player, 63. Ever Knight. Congrats on qualing. If you didn't hear your name previously, I have qualled for the tournament, and you submitted a quals lobby, obviously. Zanny underscore. Evert. Bung Wung. Oh, this guy was in my quals lobby. FC Nomad 1. Very good score. Anti-Lions. Number 7 on Nomad 3. That definitely is the reason they qualified, I think. Revo at 57. Okay. 15 on Nomad 2. Mr. Niesel at seed 56. Dash Jaden, also in my lobby. Shout out. Very good DT2 score. Number 6 on that map with the FC. Soft Bunny. Is this like Arigato? Is that this one? There are too many bunnies and kittens. But
Oh.
congrats on qualifying.
True.
This is Ergato.
Okay, awesome. 5 Joshi. Number 4 Hard Rock 2. Holy precision player.
That is a B score. Oh my god.
Nutty score.
Pregnancy! Yes.
Please never put me in bracket against this. Alright, well, good DT2 or DT1 score, excuse me. Darnix, number 51. Pretty decent Hard Rock scores. Good Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 3. Chloe Wing Q. Another really good DT1 score. Pushing them up in the ranks. Raikai. Seasoned Canadian tournament player. Number 6 on Nomad 4.
Notably, not a lot of people like that map, so... that is
Yeah,
I'm noticing,
look-
dude, if number 6 is 500,
it's pretty
that's
difficult.
crazy.
It's a pretty difficult map. It's like weird Exarius aim, and it's like air whatever. It's very low. So I understand. Emerald Ages! Congrats on qualifying. Number 48.
It is.
Number 4 on DT3, by the way. The reading player of all time. Sandron.
Another
Number
really good
47.
Nomad 4 score. Jeez.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of good Nomad 4 scores in the 50 to low 40 range. Hercus. Number 46. Number 9 on Hard Rock 3. Shout out the Tapper. Also decent Nomad 1 score as well. Dash Naomi. Number 45. Good DT1 score. Good Nomad 1 score. Pretty good aim player. Aaron T. Number 44. Number 9 on Hard Rock 1. That's also a pretty hard map. Number 9 being only 500k.
This guy's got some pretty good aim.
All right, I'm gonna pass it off. I don't want to talk the whole time. Like, don't let me hog up all the commentary.
Wait.
No, but you're doing such a good job, though.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't-
Get somebody.
Keep going.
Number 4, DC2. Crazy. Like, now we're just getting to the fact that a lot of people left seed, and it's just higher accuracy. So,
Yes.
congrats on getting 43rd. Omega Origins.
The goats.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
This
Seed
is-
42.
Yeah, this is the Hard Rock 1 player. I mean, as you mentioned, right, we're starting to get into that ballpark where you see some 1 or 2 standout scores, and I think across the board, that's really what's bumping these players' seedings up. So 42 out of the way, we can move on. To see
Yeah, shout out
who
being
won.
number 7 on Hard Rock 1. Alex Valia is next. Standout score being Nomad 1 with an FC at number 6 and a really solid Nomad 3 score at number 12 as well, pushing them up to 41st seed.
Going into our top 40, it is going to be... it's gonna be Drexata, and now we're still seeing a return of those carry scores, except this player has carry scores in that Nomad 4 and that Hard Rock 2, so you know, we're starting to see a bit more of those strong performances coming in. That is gonna be seed 40.
Anthony W.
Oh.
I think this is a surprise to some. Holy moly.
This is, if you haven't played a ton of tournaments, this might be a sleeper name, but do not underestimate Anthony W. Definitely lower than a lot of people expected him, but we're happy to see him qualified. Number 6 on Hard Rock 1. Very, very good score.
Next up on our list, we have Tefek. This player, you know, Hard Rock 3 is the main standout scorer, and across the board, we're seeing a generally higher score, with the exception of maybe Nomad 4 and DT3. The rest of the scores, I mean, they're hitting a solid, you know, around that 50 placement on average. And, you know, you have your 1 or 2 standouts, such as the Hard Rock 3, that DT2, and, you know, even the Nomad 2 also bumping up that qualifiers placement quite a bit. think we can move
Yeah,
on
this
to
guy
seed
taps.
37.
Yeah, I believe this is the
Taps,
first.
got
It's
taps.
either a lower accuracy FC or like a choke on Hard Rock 3. Very, very good score.
Mhm.
John Wife. I forget which one this is. Any knowers?
That's
I
Kisoi.
believe this is
That's Kisoi.
yeah, Kisoi.
All right, shout out Kisoi. Seed 37. We've got multiple single-digit placements now. Number 7 on Hard Rock 3 and number 9 on Nomad 2. Pretty good
Pretty
tapping
number 2 score,
player.
yeah. A lot of people are scoring very high on this one.
All right, next up we have Reed Horimiya, real first off. We have another tapper on our game. We have a number 3 in DT2, and that really was what put all of their qualifiers performances all the way up to that C36 placement. But across the board, you know, you have very solid scores. I believe only the Nomad 2 dropping below seed 50, I believe. So yeah, definitely one of the more well-rounded players that we have seen thus far.
All right, moving on to seed 35. We've got Luan. So, no super standout scores. Some good DT1, Hard Rock 1, but just across the board, a pretty decent performance, landing them at seed 35.
Colorado representation.
You love
Our
to say it.
goats. New
We're
generation.
gonna move on to seed 34, which we're gonna
Funky
have Funky
Kong.
Kong. That's feet. And interestingly enough, I think this is one of the few players that we've seen thus far that doesn't have a particular standout score. You're looking at a relatively well-rounded player across the board. You know, usually you only have one standout score in one of the mod slots, but here, I mean, you see, despite this player dropping down to, you know, seat 62, seat 60, seat 64 on 1 or 2 maps per mod slot, across the board, I'd say that this player has some very, very consistent high performance, or at least above average performances. So yeah, props to Funky Kong. Good job for qualifying.
I would also like to
Oh,
point
good,
out
good.
that their DT2 score is an FC, and there's like 15 FCs on that map, which is a little crazy.
Huh.
But
Huh.
yeah, a lot of good DT2 scores still yet to come, as well as on the other maps. So let's move on to seed 33. Just not making it to the top 32. Kagiura at 33. Number 4, Nomad 1. Good AC and the FC. Really good Nomad 3 score as well. And yeah, good Hard Rock 2. We don't have to talk about Nomad 4. No one liked that map. It's okay.
Yeah,
I understand,
that's fair,
bro.
That's fair. That's fair.
I do want to say we're only at C32, and the average score for this tourney is getting pretty high for, like, I'd say a 7.1 star pool. Like, these are some really good qual scores so far.
Yeah, a lot of heavy hitters.
And you know, as we're moving to our top 32 high scores, we are definitely seeing some of that. This player, you know, DT seems to be that strong suit, number 10 and 13 on DT 1 and 2 respectively. And you're also seeing very solid scores across the board on the Hard Rocks, namely that Hard Rock 3, but the rest of, you know, the Hard Rock 1 and Hard Rock 2 are sitting at a very comfortable, you know, that sort of 30-ish placement across the board. Another relatively well-rounded player compared to those that we've seen before, but unlike, say, Funky Kong before, this player actually has some pop-off performances that are, you know, above the top 10. So that's going to be Aju nice, and let's move on to 31.
Wukio at 31. Number 9 on Nomad 4. Back to some of the Nomad 4 injuries. Some really good placements across the board. Number 11, Hard Rock 3. Number 16, Nomad 2. So definitely a tapper. Watch out for those tapping picks against Wukio.
Yeah, I do want to point out the number 9 on Nomad 4 that he got. Oh, we skipped him, but that
My
was
bad.
pretty impressive for me. I think that's a pretty sick score. I did not expect that out of this guy.
Yeah, very, very good
Right.
score.
Now let's move right along to Shadow Freak. Shadow Freak, I've been eyeing this guy. Across the board, you know, we're seeing solid scores, namely in that DT3. Once again, nothing too out of the ordinary this time. I just like to mention that overall there is a higher average in this player, with only that DT1 dropping out of the top 50, but across the board, you're looking at 20, 24, 22 on some of the Nomad, some of the Hard Rocks. across the board, and it seems as though DT, you know, that perhaps that higher BPM really is the only thing that sort of trips up Shadow Freak. That is going to be seat 30 for me.
Moving on to seat 29, we have Max. So pretty good scores across the board. No single digits, but a lot of scores in that 10 to 20 range. Good Hard Rock 1, good Nomad 2, really good DT1 and DT2. And not a bad DT3 either. Nothing really to scoff at in this lineup of scores.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, nothing much more for me to add. And oh hey, it's this guy.
Look who it is.
Look who it is. Well, I think Mommy can tell you a bit more about, you know, their performance in the quals, but I'm just gonna real quick take a look at their scores. It looks like the Nomad 4, you know, solid performance on the Nomad 4. Not too much of a hater there. The Hard Rock 3 number 13 alongside that DT1 number 13 as well. Solid stuff across the board. It just seems as though... What happened on Nomad 3, man? What happened on Nomad 3?
Listen, bro, that map is like 9 stars. But if you just like cover that with your finger, I'm kind of awesome.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta
true, that's
say.
true. Winner, potential winner here. You gotta lock in.
Number 27,
27.
Blue Chin Champa, fellow
That's a-
PA player. Let me gas him up real quick. Very
Yep.
good player. Really good Nomad 3 score. Excellent FC on DT2. Not a lot of people know about this guy if you're not plugged into the United States OSU player circle, but you know, don't sleep on Blue Chin Champa.
Yeah, the US, they always have their secrets, you know? They have a bunch of secrets tucked away. But with that, let's move on to number 26.
This person faces Anthony W, by the way. This next person.
Oh.
Let's see.
I can do it.
Fuma.
Fuma, my teammate during the Koi Fishu random 2v2 tournament, my carry, you know, you love to see it. This player is very solid, I believe, on the hiddens, but across the board, a very solid all-rounder in his own right. And I mean, it shows in his qualifiers across the board. I believe this is the first player that I've noted that has not dropped below the top 50 in any map. It doesn't drop below top 40 if you ignore that Hard Rock 1. So across the board, I think one of the more well-rounded players, especially given, I mean, he's well-rounded in all sense, you know, no real standout scores. Their highest score being only a 17 in that DT1. But for what it's worth, in a 1v1 tournament, that well-roundedness is going to be very significant, you know, improving your adaptability and making you harder to attack. So yeah, Fuma, solid job. Seat 26, let's move on.
Going to the top 25, we have Young. I don't want to say the last name, bro.
This is Kali.
This is Kali. You know him as Kali.
What a beast.
Number 1 on Nomad 3. The first number 1 that we've seen. Unk still got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Good
This,
DT2
this
scores.
is the first number 1 score, right?
This is the first number 1 score. Congrats
Damn.
to Kali for the first
Really
number 1
sick
score that we've
Nomad 3
seen.
scorer.
But don't look at the Nomad 2. It's okay. I was there.
Yeah, you know this guy, you know, Nomad 3, perhaps he's just good enough to FC a 9-star, you know, what can I say? But moving on, we have Shinkiro at seat 24. At this player, you know, we're looking at a number 3 performance on the Hard Rock 1, and we're really starting to get to those very, very standout performances coming in from these players. However, you know, it seems as though this player, this Hard Rock 1, really pushed their seeding a lot higher, because you're seeing Hard Rock 1 and DT3 alongside somewhat Nomad 2 really being standout performances. But, you know, you also have your DT2, you have your DT3, and to some extent that DT1 as well, really dragging this player down. Could perhaps suggest, you know, a potential weakness when it comes to especially tapping-based kill sets. Forgive me, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, that could be a potential weakness that they will need to play around in the bracket phase. But I mean, there's a lot of strategy with all the funny abilities and modifiers and stuff that, I mean, I think they'll be able to put up a good fight and play around their weaknesses. So let's see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Seat 23.
Seed 23, Mr. Potato, well-known tournament player. We see some more of those single-digit scores. Number 2, damn near an SS, but not quite. Good FC on Nomad 1. DT3, number 5, 700k, excellent score. And, pretty good scores across the board. Number 15, Hard Rock 2, number 15, Nomad 4.
Yeah.
Very good player.
Yeah, although
really
we are
insane
starting to
scores.
get into but although we are kind of getting into this player seeming to struggle here and there, or getting a few lower scores when it comes to those 60, those 50 placements. So again, a lot of strengths coming in from these players. They just need to play around their weaknesses in the bracket stage. So once again, we'll see how it goes. Seat 22. Let's move right along, and it's gonna be Gabber SS. Yo, that's my commentary goat. So I love Gabber SS, and they're also a very, very solid player. We're gonna take a quick look around at their scores, and it seems to me that very well-rounded, apart from a few minor mishaps here and there. I'm looking at those DT1 and DT2 performances. Although I do want to say these are weaknesses, I could also definitely see this being boiled down to just an unlucky Quals performance, especially considering the DT3 number 10 score that is very, very solid in its own right. And for what it's worth, I mean, the rest of their scores are very, very solid. You're looking at a player that sort of hovers around the sort of seat 15 on most maps, on most maps that they do solidly on, which is very, very great to see. Few standout performances or outlier performances in the Nomad 1 and Nomad 4, but at the same time, once again, the strengths are very, very pronounced in this player. Let's move right along.
All right, coming in at number 21, we have Dai Taku Helios, also known as Luke. Shout out my OCL teammate. Love this guy. Ooh. Very good score. Nomad 3, excellent ult player. Number 8 as well, another FC on Nomad 1. A returning top 3 from last year as well. So look out for this guy.
Yeah, he made it to Grands last year. Really insane player. Probably didn't show off how good he is at Hard Rock in this Quals pool, but this guy is pretty insane.
Yeah, there was a last year. Those who know.
Monodramatic test tournaments.
Oh, alright. Next up on the list, we have Shadowveer. Shadowveer, I'm instantly looking at the Nomad 2, the Nomad 4, and the DT2. What happened there? But, where this player's strengths are concerned, they definitely have strengths. You're looking at a DT2 number 2, almost hitting that 1.1 mil benchmark. I mean, you love to see it. And as well as, that Nomad 1 number 7, no slouch whatsoever. Seems as though this player really likes the aim slots, but once again, some outlier performances on the DT2, that Nomad 4 and that Nomad 2. I don't think it's gonna be too big of a concern, especially once we get to a low SR, where hopefully all of these picks will maybe be more neutralized. The weaknesses won't be as pronounced, but as the SR begins to scale, I can definitely see these being points of attack for their opponents. That's all for me with Shadowveer.
Going further into the top 20, we have Uzumaki, a United States player who has really kind of popped off this past year, getting an impressive seed 19, number 1 on Hard Rock 2 with the FC. Holy precision. Number 2 as well on Nomad 3. Very excellent scores.
Yep, that's right. I mean, so many US, and we're just gonna move right along to seed 18. And it's gonna be Sifs. I mean, this player, DT is their game. Looking at a number 4 on DT1, number 8 on that DT3, and the DT2 kind of fell short a bit, but honestly, it's a DT2. Like, what, number 5 is how much? Like, I can't remember, dude. The scores on DT2 are very, very high, and it's very easy to just slip and fall on that. Across the board as well, you're looking at the other maps, some weaknesses when it comes to that Nomad 2, which alongside the DT2 could potentially spell sort of a weakness when it comes to the tapping. I can't quite remember, unfortunately, how tapping heavy the Nomad 3 is, but for what it's worth, that might be something for their opponents to take note of. Alongside that, the Hard Rock 2, and a seat 51, not the best, but in everything else, I mean, this guy's Nomad's foundations are very, very solid across the board, and definitely looking forward to see how Sifs plays around their weaknesses despite, you know, seeming to have a tapping weakness, they are still a DT player, so who knows, who knows. That's all from me.
Number 17, Grippe. This player asked in the chat, what was Hard Rock 3? Brother, you played Quals. But congrats on getting C17, number 1 on DT2. Number 17 on Nomad 3, solid performances all around, especially really good Hard Rock seeding, matching their overall seed with that Hard Rock mod. So be careful with the small circles around this player.
Yeah, that's right. Very scary stuff. You know, I love my precision mains, but let's move on to our big top 16. We're going into the last quarter, the upper quarter. I believe that's math. Yep, I think that's math. Yep, that's right. That is math. Top 16. Here we go. We're gonna kickstart with another US player. It's gonna be Rins. Across the board, I think this is the most well-rounded player that we've seen thus far, apart from the Hard Rocks. I mean, the Hard Rock tree is still very solid, all things considered. But apart from the Hard Rocks, this player does not drop below top 40. I mean, the DTs, you know, slightly lower scores in general, so perhaps doesn't really want to dance around those DT performances. But the no mods, oh man, the no mods definitely bumped this player all the way up. And I think it's gonna be very interesting when we include the PS slots into the pool. I'm gonna be very interested to see how, you know, this no mod favorite player really performs on pool with PSs where you can go for more no mods, and you kind of don't need to dance around the hard rocks and DTs that this player doesn't seem to quite like that much. So across the board, Rinse, I'm very excited to see this player actually moving forward to the bracket stage.
All right, moving on to number 15, Hidayo. Shout out Hidayo. I share a badge with that guy. Good shits. Number 2 on Hard Rock 2. Excellent overall performances. Very good DT2 as well. Yet another FC on the board for that map. And yeah, decent Hard Rock 2, decent no mods as well. And yeah, very good score. Well earned seed 15. Number 14, we have Aidenth. We see more of those single-digit scores. Number 7 on DT2 with yet another FC. Good DT seeding across the board at number 12. And Hard Rock as
Hard
well.
Rock and DT seeding, yeah.
A very, very good modded player as well. Nomad 3 a little lower, but those mod scores, man, definitely putting in the work.
Yeah, and pretty big contrast to what we saw from Rins, where, you know, they seem to be more favored on the no mod. Aiden's, on the other hand, is more favored towards the mod. So, yeah, once again, there's some dynamics to play around. Let's move on to seat 13. And seat 13 is going to be KTG Star. Oh my goodness, I love KTG Star. One of my FFF refs, one of my FFF organizers. You love to see it. Glad to see you up here with that DT3 number 1 performance. You'll love to see that 1.1 mil. Very, very scary. And, you know, apart from that no mod 2 across the board, this player has a lot of very well-rounded skill sets. It really just is that DT3 that pushed them all the way up to that big seat 13. So, you know, I definitely think that this is going to be a scary player going into the earlier rounds of the tournament where the SR is lower. That sort of consistency and that sort of well-roundedness is going to be a lot more valuable. However, when the SR scales up, that's where the challenges may seem to arise. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they will start reading this Quals lobby.
Number 1 on DT3, by the way.
Yeah, avoid gimmick into that guy. But I don't know how to pronounce this name. Someone give me the assist.
I'm gonna be sound racist. I'm gonna sound racist.
Good enough. All right. Congrats on the number 12 seed. Number 3, Nomad 4. Very, very good score. Number 6, Nomad 2 as well. Great Nomad 2 player. Very good at streams. DT2 as well. Yet another 900k plus score. That's only number 17. Just shows you how many great tapping players we have in this tournament. But yeah, really good Nomad seeding overall. And then equally as good Hard Rock and DT seeding. So no super obvious weaknesses for this player.
That's right. We're going to move right along to seed 11. Seed 11 is going to be Shrek. You love to see it. Yeah, we're starting to see more of these number 1 scores come out as Shrek claims that number 1 on Hard Rock 3 of above 1 mil score on Hard Rock 3, in fact. Very, very scary stuff. But, this seems to be another one of those players that seem very lopsided in their skill set tree. That number 3 on Hard Rock 2 and that number 1 on Hard Rock 3 respectively. Yeah, they're very, very strong, definitely. But you look at the rest of their scores and they definitely seem to be falling a bit short. So going into the bracket stage, I think a lot of strategy needs to come from Shrek, especially when the SR starts to rise. And they need to be able to, pick around their weaknesses and sort of deal with the fact that they seem to, perhaps not be too comfortable at this SR, which is not quite what you want from a qualifiers. But that said, prove me wrong. He could once again just be sight reading this entire quals pool apart from the Hard Rocks. You never know.
Number 10, we have Vin, get another number 1, this time on the Hard Rock one at 655k, which just goes to show the difficulty of that map and how impressive of a score that is. Really good Hard Rock seeding, really good DT seeding as well. Number 16 on DT2 with that FC, I believe. And not a bad Nomad showing either. Number 5 on Nomad 3. Definitely a score to keep in mind if you see this player in bracket.
That's right. We're going to move right along to the seat 9 is going to be Mize JD from France. Mize, number 1, that Nomad 1 instantly sticks out to you. You're looking at a number 3 on DT3 as well. Those being the 2 big scores. And it seems as though this player definitely could have seeded a bit higher in the seedings if it wasn't for that DT2. It seems as though their qualifiers really tanked because of that number 68. But, I've said this so many times, the DT2, but I can't help but feel that it's very easy to just get RNG out of a good score from this DT2. So at the end of the day, I think, the opportunity was there. And if anything, that just makes this player a bit scarier to go up against in the bracket stage. Across the board, you're looking at a very solid player, not dropping below seat 25 on any other map apart from that seat 68 on the DT2, pardon me. Oh boy.
All right, we got a top 8. We've got Squarum. A menacing name in this tournament for sure. Tons of single-digit placements. Number 5 on Nomad 2. Number 3 on Nomad 3 with 800k. Nutty score. And an excellent Hard Rock 2 score as well on number 7. Number 11th, Nomad 1 seed. No overall seeds below 17. So this is a scary player. They can play pretty much anything at a competent level.
Yeah, Squarum is a household name to the 4-digit scene. Even the 5-digit scene back in 2024. And yeah, good luck to whoever seed 1 because they definitely have their work cut out for them. Squarum is a menacing player, although these call scores might not perfectly suggest it. You have kind of a hint from the Nomad 2 and 3. But oh boy, they've got whoever's up there, they've got their work cut out for them. Let's jump into seat 7. And it's going to be Stellasu going from one European player to another. Stellasu, she got that seed 1 on that Nomad 4. And overall, very solid quals performances, not dropping below seed 30 on any map. Oh, no. Apart from the DT1 and the Nomad 3. I think those 2 maps really bumped her score down just that little bit, which is kind of unfortunate given, the incredible scores that she's put out on that Nomad 4. But across the board, I think we're getting into that ballpark where we're starting to see players who are very well-rounded and difficult to pick into, especially given, this is a 1v1 tournament where you need to fend for yourself on a whole bunch of skill sets and flexibility reigns supreme. And for what it's worth, Stellasu has been in the scene. If you think Squarum is experienced, Stella is probably as experienced. So, you're really fighting with a bastion, a monolith, for lack of a better term. But that is going to be me for seat 7.
One thing I want to note that's not at all relevant to this is Stella actually placed a guess for who she thought was in the top 5 and got 4 of the people right on
what the hell? What?
All right, going into just outside the top 5, sitting at number 6, Rumindra. Very good overall placements. We have 5 top 10 positions. Number 5, Nomad 1. Number 7, Nomad 2. 9th at Hard Rock 2. And number 3 at DT1 with an FC. Double FC in the DT pool. DT1 and DT2. Very excellent performances across the board. A little weaker on the DT3, but that map was a little funky. Completely understandable. This is a force to be reckoned with in the bracket.
Yeah, I think this is one of the scariest. This is one of the scariest players that we've seen thus far in terms of sheer number power. You're looking at a lot of single-digit scores across the board, and despite the fact that their other scores, their two-digit scores definitely pull down their seeding. Strengths are still strengths in tournaments. You do not want to be in like a Nomad 1 or a DT1 battle against this guy, definitely. So yeah, that is gonna be seed 6, and with that, we're gonna jump into our seed 5. This is where things get interesting. Oh boy.
Number 5, we have Twenty. Congratulations on making the 5. And this is a player with excellent overall performances. Number 8 on that Hard Rock 1. Number 9 on that DT1. And as you look across the board, there are no placements below 28. So this is a player that can do it all.
Yeah, I think the scariest part about this player is that they do not have any scores above the top 8, yet they're all the way up here at seed 5. This player speaks, the well-roundedness and flexibility of this player speaks volumes when it comes to this qualifier, and it shows that you don't necessarily need to be the best at everything, you just need to be best at most. You just need to be good at most things in order to hit that very, very comfy seed 5 across the board. I mean, if I was this guy's opponent, I would have no idea what to pick into them, and that's the beauty of this kind of player, especially in a 1v1 tournament. So very solid stuff from Twenty. You'll love to see it. Seed 5 going into seed 4.
One thing I also want to point out, Twenty, first time I've ever seen a Belarus player in a tournament. So shout out Twenty. Moving on to Sparkly Fairy 200. I actually don't know the other name for this player.
It's Birchman.
You sly dog, you. Hello, Birchman. At number 4. Excellent DT2. Actually, number 2 overall on that DT, with number 2s on both DT2 and DT3. Could have easily been number 1 if they didn't have maybe an unfortunate break on DT1, but that's okay. I mean, you've got number 4 Hard Rock 3. You've got an excellent overall Nomad seeding as well. And Birchman came here to play.
Yeah, Birchman is a household name in the tournament scene, similar to Squirm, similar to Stella as well. This man is known to be a very, very scary player, and it definitely speaks in his scores. You're seeing, maybe not as well-rounded as what we saw in Twenty before, but this guy definitely brings the carry performances to the table. You're looking at DT2, DT3 number 2s. You're looking at Hard Rock 3 number 4s, and across the board, yeah, who is this guy? Who is this Birchman guy? Who is this Birch? He's not OWC. Who's this Birchman guy? What can I say? But jokes aside, we're gonna jump into our top 3 right along.
Top 3, hee hee ha ha. And you can see that number 1 Hard Rock performance glaring out at you. Number 2, number 3 down the board. Very good Hard Rock player in whatever form the map comes. As well as number 2 on Nomad 4. Very excellent performance there. Pretty decent on the DTs as well. Maybe a little lower for the top 3, but that Hard Rock is a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Before we move on, huge shout out to Latvia. We love our Latvian players. Hee hee ha ha. This, in stark contrast to what we saw from Twenty, is a very lopsided player. Hard Rock is by far their strongest skill set. Maybe the Nomad 4 is also pretty solid. So at the end of the day, they definitely have solid foundations, but I worry that when they get into that high ISR, a player like Twenty will be able to just pick around all of their strengths and really exploit their weaknesses. But that is gonna be our seed 3, and with that, we move on to the big seed 2. Before we move on, of course, seed 2, with the announcing of seed 2, we're gonna know who seed 1 is So there are 2 players left. Place your bets. It's Kahest and Wandario left, if I'm not mistaken. But I think without further ado, your seed 1, and subsequently we'll figure out who the seed 2 is gonna be Kahest at seed 2, which means that Wandario needs to face Squarum in the quarterfinals. You'll love to see it. GG. Good luck, Wandario. But you know, take it away, mommy.
Yeah, Kahesh, absolutely excellent player, well known in the 4-digit tournament scene, and with these performances, it is no surprise what that is. No mod 3, FC at number 3, no mod 2, number 4 position, as well as number 5 on Hard Rock 1, 6th on Hard Rock 2, and a nice top 8 DT1 finish. So it's clear this player can play it all. Maybe not no mod 4 as much, but that's okay. Other than that, no positions under 20. So Kahest is a very scary player to see in bracket and a well-deserved number 2 slot.
Kahest is a whole different beast in his own element. You know, I believe I saw this guy perform in Winner's Circle just a while back, and he was killing it. And he's here to show the world what he's capable of here in MWS. So yeah, with that, congratulations, Kahest. But even bigger congratulations to the next player on our list. It's gonna be Seed 1 Wandario.
You know, all I'm saying, Wandario, you don't want to get seed 1. You shouldn't have seed no mod 2. That's all I'm saying. But you know this player. You've seen this player perform, and they showed up for their qualifier. Number 1 on that no mod 2. Overall, number 1 no mod ranking as well. Number 2 on that overall DT mod ranking, with another number 1 on the DT1. Excellent aim player here that can also tap. Pretty good Hard Rock scores overall as well. A top 5 mod finish.
Yeah, Wandario is a very well-known player in the Canadian scene and one of the fastest improving players, and it definitely shows in their qualifier performances. I think the most significant point of the stat line to comment on for me is that number 1 overall in that no mod in the entire no mod pool. And this is significant because no mod are typically, you know, your fundamentals. You know, you have your box standard bread and butter, all aim, tapping here and there, and if you have those fundamentals, it's gonna set you up very nicely to go on to later rounds where the pools become more wacky and they become crazier, especially given whatever they're cooking up with the PS slot. So I think having a strong fundamental in the no mods is definitely going to set this player up for success moving forward in the bracket stage. And it's not just like Twenty, you know, who has okay scores, you know, very above average scores across the board. No, Wandario has the firepower, they have the strengths, they have that no mod 2, they have the DT1. And yeah, definitely Wandario is set for success this tournament, and well, as set for success as someone who has to play Squirm in quarterfinals can be. So yeah, GG. Congratulations to everybody who qualified, and good luck with the bracket stage matches to come. Just a reminder, this tournament is round of 64. You know, we start at round 64, so top 64 players qualify. I'm sure the brackets and stuff, you know, the host can tell you about it a bit later on. But, you know, anything to add from you, mommy?
Yeah, congratulations to everyone who qualified. Commiserations, of course, to those who didn't. Some surprising names that didn't qualify, but that should embolster everyone who did to give it their all. You've made it this far, so let's see how high you can take it.
Yep, congratulations to everybody who qualified. I'm definitely looking forward to the cast, looking forward to watch a bunch of these players, especially look at the GFX, bro. They're so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love the GFX of this tournament so much. But to close it all off, you know, Spoots, would you like to take the mic, Mr. Host?
Hello, I am the host. Good luck to everyone who qualified. That is all.
Bad luck to my opponent. Good night.
That's Aura.